Hello everyone, how are you doing? My name is Ibrahim and I'm on the path to learning data analytics. I made a video a few weeks back explaining how I was going to use AI to learn data analytics quickly. And in the video I mentioned how you can use it to learn SQL quickly. And in a way, one thing AI, especially ChatGPT, can help with is to suggest some SQL project ideas for you to create. So that's what we're going to focus on in this video. It's going to be a more of a hands-on. So without further ado, let's get into it. So I prompted AI to suggest some beginner SQL projects for me to create. So what we're going to be doing in this video is to just pick any of these and just get into it, do a hands-on, walkthrough. So we suggested all these: library management system, e-commerce database, employee management system, movie database, school management system, a lot of projects actually, fitness tracker database, which is really fascinating. So I just thought I could just go with the first one. I've actually been practicing doing this before, shooting this video, just to prepare. So just we're gonna try to create this library management system database. So without further ado, let's get into it. The tool we're going to be using in this case is going to be MySQL. So what we're going to do, we're going to create all these tables, books table, authors table, members, and borrow history. These are going to be columns, and we're also going to create an author table. These are the columns we're going to create for each table. So ChatGPT suggested some queries we could write. So we could find all books borrowed by a specific member, list of overdue books. We can count the number of books available in each genre, which is simple enough. This project is going to be, a beginner walkthrough. So without further ado, let's get into it. So first of all, we're going to have to create our first database. So actually, this is the code I've been practicing with. So let's just create a new database. So we're going to create a new schema. And let's just name this library data DB. Okay, let's click on apply. Okay, so it's telling us to create schema library DB. Okay, so let's click on apply here. Okay, so we have our database created. It shows right here. So let's click on finish. So now I'm going to open a new query pane, to write my queries. So one of the first things we're going to do is we have to create our table. And fast way that to do that is just I prompted ChatGPT to write the code for me to make this a little bit faster because we're going to be creating all these four tables. So I might just walk through an overview here of what the code actually does. So database design. So we've done up this. So now it's time to create our table. So here's our table structure, create table. Here are the columns we're going to use. Let me copy this. Okay, so let's try to run this to see if it actually works. So let me run this. Okay, so let me copy this completely. Does it work? Oh yeah, we don't have a database selected. That was what I actually struggled with initially. So let me use library database to navigate the database we want to do. So click on apply, and yeah, we're on the database. So now let me run this one more time. It should run by now. Oh, we should actually create our authors table first because we have a foreign key referencing the table. So let me just copy the code for that. Run that first before I run this one. So let me copy this, paste it down here, create table authors. So let me run this. Okay, so we have this table created. Let me refresh this. All right, so this works. Let me create this table now. Next, let me run this, refresh this. Okay, so we have our book table. So let's create the rest of the tables really quickly. Okay, and the borrow history table. So I'm gonna run this real quick. I'm actually gonna run both. Then I'll click on refresh. Okay, so we have all our tables created. So now we insert some records into the tables. Let me just create a comment for this. Search records. All right, I'm actually going to use the code which ChatGPT creates. So we're just going to focus on writing the queries. So we can insert more records than this, but let's just go with this for now. Let me insert for this. And for this, okay, so let's try to run this. I'm going to test it before I move forward. Okay, let me just test it real quick. I'm going to select all from authors. Let's close this. Let's run this. All right, it works. So we have a record inserted into the table. So I'm going to assume it works for the rest. So let me run this real quick. I prefer to run it one by one. I really don't know why, because I always try to avoid errors. It freaks me out. Wait. Okay. Let me try it again. Okay. Let me run this. Okay, so I'm gonna assume we have a record inserted, but we can test for this books table. This books table, if it actually works from books. So I'm gonna run this. Okay, so we have our books inserted. Okay, so I guess it works for the rest. So let's start writing our queries. So here are our queries. So we need to find all books borrowed by a specific member. I'm just gonna copy all of this and turn it into a comment in MySQL. So let me okay, so awesome. So let's try to write this query. So in order to do this, we need, of course, let me select all from books first. I'm just gonna copy this. I'm gonna paste it here. I'm gonna run this. So here are all our records. So to find all books borrowed by a specific member, I guess we're going to need our members table because we don't seem to have any members in a column in here. So we need to join two tables together. So we'll have to join on the members table, but first I need to find columns I can join on. We're going to be joining the books and the members table. I guess we can join on the book ID and the member ID. So that's the most similar column I can find here. So let's join these tables together. I'm just going to give this an alias. So let's start writing our join. Join members. Let's give this an alias on the dot, I guess, book ID. Okay, and member ID. I guess this is how you write a join. So most times I tend to forget. So I guess it's joined. Okay, so we have a join. So now let's filter out what we have to filter out. So to find all books borrowed by a specific member, of course, we're going to need the book title. Title. And we're also going to need the member's name. Okay, so we need the name of the member, so it's name. Okay, so let's run this real quick, see if it works. We can spot errors. Okay, let me just run this if it actually works. Okay, so we can see that Alice Johnson borrowed this book, Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. Bob Smith also borrowed this, 1984. Okay, great. So since we got this figured out, we can filter out certain things to filter us where, m dot name is equal to a certain member. So for example, we can click on Bob Smith and we can try to run this. Okay, so we got it filtered out. So since we've got this figured out, let's move on to the next challenge. Okay, so list of overdue books. This, okay, we might need to join a couple tables here. So perhaps we'll need the books table, of course. So by overdue books is perhaps, I think they mean books that a member has borrowed, but perhaps haven't returned yet. So that might be what they mean. So let's just try to write this. I'm going to select all from books. It means we're also going to need the members table to know who exactly borrowed the book. And to know if the book is overdue, we might need the borrow history table. So first of all, I'm just gonna like run each. I'm gonna select all from all tables. So for members, select all from borrow history. Is that how it's written? Borrow history. So let's see exactly what are in each of these tables. Let me check this one out. So in the borrow history, we have the borrow ID, the member ID, book ID, borrow dates. So we might need this column, return dates. We don't have much values in the return date column yet, but we might still figure something out. So let's check out the members table. Okay, so we're going to mostly focus on the books table. So we're going to be joining these two tables together. So let's first join the members table on the books table. And to do that, we seem to have a code written already. So I'm just going to copy this. Let's give this an alliance. I'm going to paste this down here. I'm going to paste this also down here. So I'm going to replace this with borrow history. So we might join the borrow history. Let's call this BH. Let's do this on the members table. So what column can we join on? So let me run this real quick. I need to find similar columns we can join on. Since we have a member ID here, so and we also have a member ID in the members table, so we can use that. So let's join the borrow history table on m dot member ID is equal to br dot member ID. So let me run this if it actually works. I might be making some errors that I'm sorry not sure. Unknown column br dot member ID is on false. Okay. Oh yeah, bh, not br. So let's run this again. Okay, so it works. We got all these tables joined together. We have everything, so we got it joined. So now it's time to actually start filtering out some certain things. So to do that, so we're going to need the also for overdue books, of course, we're going to need the book title. So that will be b dot title. We're also going to need the member's name to know who borrowed which book. So m dot name, and of course we might need the return date. I think that's what we need. So return date, that will be bh dot return date. Okay, so let's run this real quick first. I need to know so I will know exactly what to do next. Okay, so we have everything written. So to know view books, since we already got it figured out already, this is the only one we have now currently, which means Alice Johnson hasn't returned. I've gotten this book access since 2023, and she hasn't returned it yet. But we can still try to filter some things out. So we can just write a where clause where bh dot return date is less than the current date. Is this how you write the current date? Yeah, honestly, I'm not sure. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so let's see what happens here. Okay, so we gotta figure out Alice Johnson. She hasn't returned this book, so like 2023. So yeah, awesome. Let's move on to final query once and for all. So let me delete this. So now we have to count the number of books available in each genre. This is simple enough. So let's just write it real quick. So of course we need to select the genre column. You're also gonna need to select the count of that will be title from books. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Oh, you have to group, of course. Group by genre. Let's give it an alias. Let's just name this I'm just gonna name this title count. So let's run this, see if it works. Okay, cool, awesome. So we at this point we have only one books in each genre. So perhaps because we don't have a lot of data in our table yet, we can try to populate a bit our table with more data. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I guess we killed this challenge. It was actually pretty fun, honestly, and the insights we got here are actually pretty interesting. So you can try to generate more insights here, perhaps, and you can ask perhaps AI to suggest more insights we could potentially generate from this particular project. Yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. I hope this was helpful. Let me know if you enjoyed this video and you'd like me to, create more videos like this. But first, before I run things up, of course, I have to put this to the top. It seems out of place for now. Let me put this at the top here. Okay, great. Since everything is done. Okay, yeah, that's pretty much it. So, in summary, we were able to, create a database. We were able to use the use keyword to navigate to our database. We created our tables, our column. Here are our data types and the constraints, primary key, auto increment. And also, we were able to insert records into our tables. We can insert as many records as we can. And yeah, we created 4 tables. We inserted records into each table. And here are the queries we wrote. So we were able to find all books borrowed by a specific member. We were also able to list, overdue books that haven't been returned by a specific member. And we were able to also count the number of books available in each genre. So this project is actually really great for beginners trying to get their hands dirty, practice some beginner SQL functions they've learned, and AI has really helped us out. AI has really helped us out. Well, that's pretty much it, guys. I hope you find this video helpful. Yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video.